Today I want to talk about my jazz approach. Now this is just for me. Several people have different views on how to do this, but this is my approach to jazz when you're trying to understand this from the beginning. This isn't going to be some deep dive. It's going to get you to understand what the instruments are doing in the jazz approach. So let's start. A video or two ago, I'd put out a mixing video, a self-mixing video, and in that I stated that from the rock approach, you want to build your feel from the bottom up. So that means bass drum and snare drum are dominant, and the cymbals are more color. In the jazz approach, the feel, I think, is coming from the ride cymbal, hi-hat on 2 and 4, but the color now, as opposed to being on top, is coming from the bottom with the bass drum and the snare drum. Now, I think most of us know that the jazz ride pattern is your typical 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Your hi-hat needs to be playing on beats 2 and 4 with your foot. This is what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. Add to that, when you're trying to build some coordination here, when you're trying to build like you're playing a melody on the kit underneath that ostinato, a good way to do that is play that, don't let that change, bring in your bass drum on beats 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you notice my bass drum was playing very softly? And if you're a rock player trying to get into jazz, I would suggest, here's for this, if you're a rock player that plays heel up like I do most of the time, you need to be able, I think, to put your heel down and start playing from your ankle and do it nice and soft. This could be the bane of your existence for a while, but it doesn't take that long to fix. Few days, a week at the most probably, to fix it mostly. But play heel down on the pedal and just feather, just lightly tap that along with everything else. Again, should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then here's where we start to have a little conversation. Now, I'm just going to do it with the snare drum right now because I don't want this video to become this all-encompassing long thing to get a point across. So I'm going to keep those things as accurate as possible. Try not to screw any of those up. And then I'm going to try to put my snare drum just in different places around that beat. On all the beats. On beats 2 and 4, on beats 1 and 3, on the uhs with the ride cymbal or whatnot, and start to put those in. And then that, when you become comfortable with that, now you can start having conversations around the drum set. You can start making some music. Do you want to just do that left-handed? No. But let's start there. Okay, let's start there and get accustomed to what this feels like. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So hopefully that looked easy. It's not really that easy when you start to do this. How then can we make that happen? How then can we make that happen? Suggestion. Go out and get yourself a copy of Ted Reed's Synchopation. This is actually more of a snare drum book. It's not a drum set book, but us drum set players have been using this forever. And I just got myself a new copy of this because mine is beat up over 30 some odd years. So what you do with this is, again, it's pages and pages of snare drum lines and whatnot. And so what you do with this book is you play the ride cymbal, the bass drum, and the hi-hat, and then you take one of the lines and you read it against this. Hence, let's just say we want to play one of the lines is snare drum on beats 3 and 4. Okay? Goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you play that line several times. I'd say maybe 8 times a practice session until you are comfortable with putting your left hand there. Maybe it's on all 4 beats. Maybe it's just 2 and 4, which is pretty easy. If you're a rock player, we play 2 and 4 in the snare drum all the time. 1 and 3, that can be a little bit weird to the ear when you start. When you start putting it on the upbeats, the uhs or whatnot, that's when things get a little bit trickier. So let's say we want to put it on, well, let's start with all the upbeats. Let's try that. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe pick just 2 of those upbeats. 1, 2, 3, 4. And get yourself comfortable with playing the upbeats. Once you can play the downbeats, 1, 2, 3, 4, put it anywhere at any time. And you can play all the upbeats anywhere, like 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them. Start putting your quarter notes and your upbeats together sporadically. And in a book like that, just read the lines. There's line after line after line of these exercises for your left hand. And just play along to it. Then every so often you're going to have like a little mini solo, which is very cool because then you're reading the solo and it's not just one thing after another. It's patterns changing constantly. So hence something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember earlier I said you don't want to you want to feather the bass drum. You want to get used to just that little poof, poof, poof type of sound in this context for right now. And I was trying to keep the snare drum down too. We don't want to just back, 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 gack, 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 gack. That sounds ridiculous in this style of music. So once you get comfortable with that left hand, go back, if you're in that book, or if you're in another book that's snare drum heavy, go back to where you started and maybe play the snare drum on 2 and 4 and put the bass drum on the weird beats. Maybe something like this. Your average rhythm without the bass drum would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. And then you work out underneath. Something like this. My mistake. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you just read the lines, but this time you're doing it with your bass drum. And don't forget your left foot doing this. In that case, you'd have the ride pattern. You'd have 4 on the floor on the bass drum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 4 on the snare drum, and then this is playing all your upbeats and whatnot. Just go back and read it left-footed then. All right, folks, I hope this gives you a start to your jazz approach. This is not the only way. I'm not the end-all be-all answer here, but I do think, and with all my students, this has been very helpful. They've all succeeded by taking this that way and moving it forward. This is just the beginning. Jazz, like I said, is deep, and you gotta stay focused. Stay focused, nail all these things, and pretty soon you're going to be playing music on the drum set. You're going to be able to sit there and go, I hear this piece of music, and that you'll just be able to play it. It's amazing. It's such a fun way to do this. All right, folks, I hope you got something out of the video. If you like the video, hit that subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell so you don't miss any content. Down in the comments sections, how do you do jazz? Did you have a problem with it? Do you use Ted Reed's Synchopation already? And outside of that, yeah, I hope this was awesome for you, at least. And check out one of these 2 videos over here. And until the next time, take care.